Hi everyone, this is Tanya and Modoni. Welcome to Power Up, the place to brave up
and live your best life.
So Modoni, I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to put you on the spot here. Let's talk about something that we have had a conversation about ad nauseum, work-life balance conversation. So, as women, we are nurturers, we are leaders, we are managers, we are wives, we are mothers. And as men, they also have their responsibilities. They are breadwinners, they are fathers, they are leaders, they are husbands. And this is my question to you. Can we have it all?
And that's a great question, Tanya, that you ask. I believe, like you said, like you rightly asked, this question applies to both men and women. I can't think of a better person to talk about this topic other than Steve Covey, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Steve Covey was a husband and a father of 9 children, a renowned author, speaker, businessman, and spokesperson who touched the lives of millions and millions of people across the world. And he managed to, at the age of 79, before he died, before he passed away, he managed to leave a legacy that continues on even after his passing. And one of the things that Steve Covey talks about in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, is that, first of all, we need to know which season we're in our lives. Depending on what season you're in your life, you may have to go ahead and put a few things away, and you may not be able to put as much time into hanging out with your friends, for example, if you've just given birth. But again, it all depends with what season you're in, who you are, and what really matters to you. So the first thing you need to do, and we're going to go ahead and do this exercise together, is prioritize and identify what really matters to you. And if you're a visual person, think about, having a bucket and having these big rocks and placing these big rocks first into this bucket and then placing the smaller rocks into the bucket. Once you fill them first with the big rocks, it's much easier to fit in all the big rocks first before you go ahead and pour in the smaller rocks. And that's the exercise that we're going to do. Imagine that the big rocks are your priorities and are the things that matter most to you. So in my example, my big rocks would be my family and friends, my career, fitness, working out, and also contributing and giving back to my community. Similarly, I would like you to do the same at your home. Get a sheet of paper and write down what your big rocks are. What are those things that matter most to you? Now, once you've done this, what you also want to do is you then want to go ahead and identify what are those smaller rocks, or what are those things that don't matter as much to you right now. And those are the things you want to write down. And now, as you're planning out your schedule and you're planning out your time, what you want to do is you want to ensure that you fit in your big rocks first into your schedule. And if you have enough time, then you can go ahead and fit in the smaller rocks.
I like that. And I had the visual that we used to have, I think, in geography class, where we actually, did that exercise. But I like what you talked about seasons and about priorities, because I also think another thing that we must do is we must define and redefine what success is for us at whichever point we are in our lives. Just the fact that you decide that success right now for you means, getting a promotion in that career that you're in, or starting a business, doesn't mean that it has to be like that in 10 years' time. So, for example, if your definition of success right now is being an amazing parent and parenting your children. Let's say you have children who are, all under the ages of 10. Then your priorities and your definition of success are going to revolve around showing up for your children, being there for them, having conversations with them, molding them, spending time with them. And this is the thing, we get caught up in this thing where we allow for the society to define success for us, or our friends, and they are well-meaning, or our families, or the people who we work with, because we want to belong and we have this sense of identity. But we absolutely need to go back and redefine what success is for ourselves. It doesn't have to be that for everyone success is making the big bucks and like driving the big car. It all depends on where you are in your life and what means the most to you. And just as Muthoni talked about, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, if you can get that book, and I know now you can get it in audio format. If you're not one of those people who likes to carry a book around, you can get it Kindle format, you can get it in physical format. Please get that book, have a look at it, start to look at what your priorities are, and then I'd like you to share in the comments with us and let us know, are there places where you're spending your time that don't make it into your big rocks? Because if my big rock is parenting and career and I'm spending all my time on social media, then it looks like I have a skew in what my priorities are. But just look at that, please share with us in the comments, and make sure that you subscribe to Power Up, the place to brave up and live your best life.